Hey yo! Welcome back to another episode of the shit you care about. I'm Brandon, your host, and today we're talking about the big Stadia news that everyone is ranting and raving about on the internet, the launch lineup. So I think it was end of last week, beginning of this week or something like that, they released the launch lineup for Google Stadia, and it was pretty rough, I gotta say. It only had 12 games in its lineup, and a lot of them weren't even from this year. The original lineup was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Destiny 2, The Collection, Gylt, which is the only Stadia exclusive coming at launch, Just Dance 2020, Kine, Mortal Kombat 11, Red Dead Redemption 2, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Samurai Showdown, and Thumper. I think there's only like, 4 or 5 games in there that actually came out this year. Pretty rough, but they did finally announce today that they were actually going to be expanding that lineup at launch with Attack on Titan Final Battle 2, Farming Simulator 2019, Final Fantasy 15, Football Manager 2020, Grid 2019, Metro Exodus, NBA 2K20, Rage 2, Trials Rising, and Wolfenstein Young Blood. I definitely think it's a good idea that they expanded the launch lineup because the original was not good looking. This is better. It's still not great. I mean, really give Google Stadia players anything to play, right? Give them anything at all. I should mention that there are more games coming to Stadia, so don't freak out entirely. There's going to be a lot more games coming to the system, but just as of November 19th when the system launches, this is all that's going to be on there. I think this is going to make for a pretty rough launch for Stadia because, I mean, a lot of launches usually launch with a smaller library of games, but this is really small. Really small, and there's like no original titles on here except for that Gylt game, which does look pretty cool, I gotta admit. Also, a really big stick in the butt is that only 2 of these games are actually free with the Stadia pre-order. You get Samurai Showdown and Destiny 2 The Collection. They're originally only gonna give you Destiny 2, and then they finally decided to give up Samurai Warriors as well. Man, that's just not good. That's not a good look at launch, I have to admit. This is Google's very first console launch, so we have to keep that in mind. They're not used to having to do this every couple years. But man, there's really not a whole lot of reason to buy into this day one unless you're like a YouTuber, a reviewer, or part of the media in some way. I don't really see any reason a consumer should buy this. It's also, they're limiting it to only computer, Chromecast Ultra, and Google Pixel phones at launch. It's super limited, or you can only play if you pre-ordered, and it will have a free version eventually. But yeah, right now the only people who can play are the people who pre-ordered, so once again, who is this for? I'm not sure. I do think Google will work out all the kinks as this goes on, but this is a very rough launch for Stadia, I have to admit. If you did happen to buy into this day one, I would love if you let me know in the comments down below how you're liking it, how it's working. I've been watching a little bit of early gameplay, and it does seem like it works pretty well. People are enjoying it for the most part. Man, that game lineup, man, that is not good. That is not good at all. So that's just a little quick video I wanted to throw together for you guys on the shit show that's been going on with this Google Stadia launch. And I wanted to throw out a little shout out to Mr. Stadia Force for commenting this on my last Google Stadia video. Another clueless YouTuber showing ignorance of what cloud gaming is. Lolface. And to that, I have to say, good luck with your Google Stadia on day one, Mr. Stadia Force. Have a good time playing last year's games while I'm playing Death Stranding and Pokemon Sword and Shield. Like the video if you like what I do, hit the subscribe button if you love it, and have a kick-ass week.